After waking up in what seemed to be several weeks of deep depression, I had two new ways opened for me. The first one locked with a forest lockstone, and the other one obviously leading to the bottom of this hellhole. So I thought, hey, let's sort out the forest lockstone thing first. It usually leads to a treasure of some sort, and I wanna treat myself for defeating the freaking sentinels. There was no treasure, but something far more interesting. A bell tower guarded by a covenant dedicated to murdering anyone who steps inside. And here was the first time when I felt that the game suffers from its popularity. I've been invaded several times, most times by multiple foes, but only once or twice I was invaded by someone who seemed to be dedicated to what he was doing. Much less people played Dark Souls 1, so most of the time when you got invaded there, it was a person focused on PvP. The whole game for these people is engaging in PvP, making builds for PvP, collecting items for PvP. It is where you could see some crazy shit. But now Dark Souls 2 is one of the most popular games on Steam, so even when I was invaded by Mike Tyson, I immediately knew what he's gonna be and how he's gonna kill me. Because I've seen this build in the first game multiple times, much like every other build I've encountered so far. That makes me a bit sad, actually. I just hope it is the first newbie PvP area and things are gonna get more interesting later on. PvP is where I was learning interesting, subtle things about the game from people that are more experienced than me. I don't want it to end, really. In any case, after making my way to the bell and ringing it, catching some disturbing flashbacks, I've opened the way to the local boss and got flattened by my old friends, the bell tower gargoyles. Really, game? Really? Is it like an Easter egg or something? Still shaking up memories of our first encounter a couple of years ago. I thought, that. I'm going the other way now, and I'm gonna get those fuckers later. Further exploration went steadily, with a couple of interesting things on the way. The first one being a stone statue that blocked my way to a bonfire. A pretty conveniently placed bonfire. But hell, if you have played Dark Souls long enough, you immediately know that this is a trick. The game wants you to destroy the statue because it is important somehow. And it is. It totally is. The second thing that puzzled me, to be honest, is a ship of some sort. And that I couldn't board, but it had a bunch of blood spots and signs nearby. However, I couldn't find anything I could do there. It was just a dead end. So, my guess is, if someone had finished one of the other areas first, he could get here by the ship. So, I had no other choice but to leave it till later. The only remaining way was towards the fog gates that, as it turned out, led me right to the final boss of the area and the bearer of one of the 4 great souls. A quite unimpressive thing, really. Annoying to say the least, but unimpressive. It is quite fast and this great sword gives its attacks rather wide arcs, but look at it. Design-wise it is quite dull, disturbing a bit, but not too much. And I decided to try to beat him using NPC companions from the get-go. Funnily enough, as before I had 3 shots at this, and as before I have failed 2 first attempts because the boss managed to kill my tanking phantom before I could kill the boss. But during my last attempt I got lucky in a weird way. On the way to the boss, my NPC got injured so badly I just had to wait, hoping she'll regenerate at least some health, because no way I could kill the boss like this. When tired of waiting, the other thing came to my mind. What if in addition I can summon a player to my aid? Haven't worked before because something always got in the way. Connection issues mainly, I assume. But this time I managed to summon a player by the name of Harrock, who I thank for saving a large portion of my nerves, because with his help killing the lost sinner was a piece of cake. We just gangbanged it, and it felt really good, teaching the game how unfair 3-on-1 fights can be. And so the first great soul was acquired alongside with a thing that turns stone back into the living. So remember the statue blocking the bonfire. After curing it, it turned out to be a trader who exchanges boss souls for unique items, none of which I can use sadly. But regardless, that was a great reward for my patience. What bothers me, however, is the fact that there are a lot of locked doors left in the Lost Bastille. I can only assume that killing the gargoyles is the way to get the appropriate key, but for now I think I'll go elsewhere.